because you don't wake up. You never wake up.
I wake up and then I'm like, because I wake up at 9 when the game started, because I went on the first series. But I wake up and I'm like, I could go get breakfast and watch the game, or I can lie in bed and watch the game.
10 seconds remaining.
No worries.
The second option is so appealing.
All the players
5 seconds remaining.
That's all that matters. You can sleep, and that's all you want.
We can sleep. The players can.
Wow, Viper first phase ban.
It's like
They picked it many times.
That's something I can't say. You know, there's a lot of games going on. It's hard to really know
Dire
what's
team
going
ban.
Prophet and Keep Off the Light, two very... And I think very good bans against Liquid at the moment. I watched a few of them. They've been running this Prophet with Lycan, Prophet with Sarge, Prophet, you know, with Brood. Gosh.
10
It's a bigger
seconds
threat than the
remaining.
IO, you think? Because a lot of teams just like, oh, just ban IO Coddle, take out the
Radiant
games
team ban.
Yeah, I'm not very sure about that. Which one? More games. But in the past, the last event, most of the bans would keep. And sometimes Tasuka, they manage to.
Dire team ban.
Oh, and sometimes this fella, Invoker, it got to a point where every now and then Miracle would bust on Invoker, normally not the first phase, but second phase, and just solo carry games.
They have IO Tiebreaker though. Combination together.
Charge, then you relocate in a buddy.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's pretty good against the Silencer because Silencer is a
5
hero that
seconds
in the fight,
remaining.
you wanna single target him out first, make him
Radiant
in a
team
very bad,
ban.
like, defensive way, so that it's not as effective. Tiebreaker is pretty good at doing that.
See where the drought goes from here for Liquid. It's very open, and they likely want some kind of an IO partner. It's also
Sven's bad.
Sven's band, yep. Chaos Knight.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Like, they pick it. IO. Other good than weird pairing. Sometimes you see a more, like back in the day, you see a more IO morphing is strong. Not sure if you're gonna see it now.
10 seconds remaining.
Now in the current meta is because of it.
5 seconds remaining.
Saw that earlier today.
Yeah, I think yes, today.
New BOG, game 1. We had a mid.
Radiant team pick.
Third pick,
Legion Commander.
So I feel like the big thing I'm noting with Infamous' picks is they're drafting very strong lanes.
Yeah.
Commander, lane dominator, Silencer strong in lane tanking, very good roamer / laning hero as well. All their heroes good at
10 seconds remaining.
Lanes win 5 minutes.
5 seconds remaining.
You were just seeing what happened in the VP LFY game, and you were like, oh, how did VP lose in 15 minutes? And you load up the replay and you're like, oh, they lost 3 lanes. GG in 15 minutes.
Yep. LC is like pretty good against a lot of the carry alone. About how they in a lot of their games kind of do like heavy IO script break. Very active around map, charge and headers and try. But having the LC there means that they're probably gonna be more focused on shutting down instead of trying to. Because if you leave the carry alone and you can't probably run the LC on that spot. So you need to pay more attention.
Neither of these supports is that great at helping the safe lane. But that's also where you sometimes see Matu plot heroes like Druid, for example. Be something they want to consider. Something that doesn't need all that help. Necrophos, another hero. He plays quite a bit, so I think these kind of self-sustainable
pick.
safe lanes would be very good. But now they get the Darks here, they're going to hit the off lane.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure, some good synergy there. This kind of means the supports can't be as freed up to roam. It pairs up with a lot of those kind of safe lane heroes like the Void that we've seen Matu play.
10 seconds remaining.
And very strong.
5 seconds remaining.
Not sick. Void plus the relocate.
Yeah, they haven't got any damage for Chrono. They'd have to come from the Dark's Iron Shell and then whatever that may be.
The other thing you can do that I've noticed a rise in popularity recently. Good
Pugna is undefeated.
Actually, Pugna's very good against LC because of the character. The life, you just goes you 2 ways of saving.
I wonder if there's been any Pugna play from Miracle that was practicing.
Probably not likely because it's not something that you want to put more of like a semi-carry hero. Not saying Pugna can't carry the game,
Radiant
but it's not
team
traditional
pick.
carry hero. If you talk about like something that you want to give Miracle, it's probably like OD and those kind of heroes.
Juggernaut, the laning prowess of Infamous as far as their hero picks go continues. Another strong laning hero. You've got kill potential with the Blade Fury. You've got the healing ward to sustain
10
yourself against Darkseid. They're
seconds
just looking
remaining.
to make sure they do not lose from the laning stage.
But most of
5
their
seconds
current
remaining.
setup is, like, taking like very small script. The only big AoE they have is like the Sand King. Whereas for Liquid, because they have the Darkseid, you can pair the Darkseid with something. Big team fight. So far we've seen like Darkseid from yesterday we was from VP. Yeah, the Darkseid disrupted the
Darkseid disrupted, Darkseid Sand King. They do the Darkseid Slaughter. We're not going to see any Slaughter or Sand King here with the Spiritbreaker picked up though. So the carry in the midst don't pair normally as well the Darkseid. Sven is banned.
Kind of like Ursa, I mean, for Liquid, because Ursa is pretty good against Juggernaut. And Ursa pairs quite well with
Dire team
Io.
ban.
It's the Matu pick I mentioned that can be very good in lane against Legion Commander. Could also go the mid lane if they so choose to mix it up,
Yeah.
but I imagine this game more likely just something, considering their supports, you're going to have a safe lane hero that's kind of left alone, and that's where I
10
think
seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's pretty tanky. You want tanky heroes against the
5
LC.
seconds
And
remaining.
because you have Io, you also want tanky heroes because a lot of heroes, and they have right now a very clear plan. One Sieger, one Initiator. Like Spiritbreaker is going to be the Initiator with the Darkseid. The lone Druid is Darkseid can be the utility. Io's like the saver. But they're like pretty straightforward setup.
So Matu, from all I've seen, has always still been going the Radiance bear build with the Midas into Radiance. We saw Arteezy though go back to the right click build
Yeah,
yesterday.
Radiant
the
team
bear,
ban.
like the hero, and Matu is building items on them.
Do you feel like the right click build is viable? I mean, obviously it is because Arteezy did it yesterday, but is it just like a one-off thing, or do you think it's going to be more of a prevalent way of building the hero?
I think depending on situation, I kind of think that it's going to be game
10
for the Radiance
seconds remaining.
building on the hero. So you just need to decide.
5 seconds
when
remaining.
You should not like go into the game like I'm going to buy this is the build I'm going to do.
Which game is this?
I kind of like the I kind of like the Radiance one. I don't think you should try to make your hero
LC and Juggy.
Yeah, I think your hero should be in form and hiding behind
The bear. Liquid also, I think the big reason this is a team that's almost always going to play the Radiance build, they like to kind of split push more. Like when you watch Matu play the hero, he'll send his bear out, he'll hide his hero in the trees, his bear with a Radiance, or it's just, his bear itself is split pushing towers, skipping waves. Ooh, single pick. So I think just Liquid as a team will always prefer that Radiant style.
Yeah, the PA is like something like the Emperor. It's like good synergy with Iron Shell. You want someone to run up, do damage. And
10
their
seconds
PA
remaining.
is much stronger in the laning phase. And because
5
LC and
seconds
Juggernaut are
remaining.
Physical heroes. PA is better. Emperor is like you're good against like their magic, then but you're weaker against Juggernaut.
Choose your
Is gonna
hero.
come out. So a hero that can go mid, can at least sustain itself more right against the PA just by being able to phase shift dodge the cycling dagger harass a bit, but probably not an easy lane if you're in that a 1v2 for Tomato.
They probably should give him some help at the start. I think ideally, I mean in general probably the Sand King would go there. But I think ideally against that kind of lane, you probably want like someone like a silencer go there. But probably the normal setup, the silencer will be bottom with the jump. Double go in. Sand King's gonna try. I'm not sure how much he can do in that lane.
He's trailing mid. We see that both supports go mid some
10
games, you know?
seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Start with 3 heroes mid.
because they are up against the IO plus Tiebreaker, they probably have to carry an early TP on the side and back up the mid. A lot of action.
We'll see how the lanes kind of unfold here. I do like seeing the PA picks. I mean, we haven't seen Miracle on much, but really enabled by the draft. I think it's a pick that just wouldn't be that good if not for the fact you've got the Iron Shell, you've got the IO to back him up, so we'll see how things go for Team Liquid, who are, I believe, just one loss for Team Liquid. I think they come into today 5-1. They had a fantastic day one with just the draw against EG. So Liquid is definitely looking like one of the top contenders for their group, and really coming into TI, they want Dream League as well as Epicenter. So Liquid is definitely a team that people are looking at.
Prepare for battle.
I think Liquid's draft seems like a draft with one solid game plan. They have like healers, they have like a much more well balanced, whereas Evo, they have put a lot of focus in their lanes. So I think if they do not win at least bare minimum, they're gonna have a hard time fighting 5-on-5 when they get their items. It's gonna be very difficult. Once Darkseer has Mac plus the Radiance, that's gonna be our strongest time. You ideally want to take all the outer towers with the Mac Radiance timing.
Wow!
You mentioned 2 lanes. Which are the 2 lanes you think they can?
30 seconds to
The
battle.
beacon lane and probably safe lane,
Yeah.
silence and trap. I don't think they can do much. That lane.
Try and break even, I guess. Get some
Yeah.
fun.
If he breaks even, it's a great thing itself already. So I think Sanking probably should help the LC or the top set of 2 lanes.
Yeah, so kind of just ditch the puck, say get the most you can here, and go from there. But Liquid mentioned about Infamous winning their safe lane, at least for the start. The bounty rate is going to go Liquid's way with GH getting an early boss.
Infamous has managed to take the bottom bounty run away. They have a good vision on the top side, so they saw them coming. It's an even trade right there for Infamous. So Sanking's going to start in the bot lane. Like, all eyes is going to be on Matthew. He's going to dictate a lot of their movements, and he's going to like primarily decide how many lanes they're going to be able to win.
I guess similarly for Liquid, it's on Kuro. He's plays the similar role to the Sand King. He's going to be on the Spirit Breaker. We'll see where he goes early on with his charges and movements.
Yeah.
What is he up to? Is this some
Stacking?
shenanigans?
Is he going to stack?
He's just standing. Yeah, it might just be stacking early. I wonder if there's some kind of play to do. We'll take a look at bottom because Matu is being body blocked after a stun. The right click damage is formidable. The kill. Sal popped by Matu.
It's just like letting Mind Control get the solo XP stacking here. Like a bit similar. Remember the game that we casted yesterday? That was this was happening. I think it was a dramatic game. DJ was like stacking and he didn't show himself in the lane, so it puts the enemy on like, oh, where's the Spirit Breaker? We need to find him. Is he here?
If you're gonna stack though, you better hit those stacks. Dedicated his first minute or so of time to going for that and did not unfortunately find it. Definitely one of the harder camps to stack with the range creep there, not just having the melee creeps. Unfortunate, but Kuro says, alright, stack's not going to work, time to actually make a move, and I'm curious to see where he goes. The ground courier is around the mid lane, Kuro not smoked up, can't actually snipe that one.
Yep, he's like waiting for Timado to use his ult, then he can maybe find a chance to kill.
He used the phase shift, he's going to charge on in, we'll take some talent shots here. TP coming in from Sanking, Kuro needs to not get caught with the Barrow Strike, the body block there, Tomato went aggressive! The balls on this man, was that really the play? Miracle is chasing under the tower, goes to the Blink Strike, and Tomato needs to juke this one. One more right click, he does get a phase shift off, he's trying to get around the tree, GH is there, gets the first blood. Tomato, you madman!
That was
Orbs in aggressively. Did Queen Tekka TP in? Just rotate, he's looking for a revenge
Queen
kill.
Tekka TP'd in. I don't think he expected the Sanking to have no mana for a Barrow Strike. Otherwise that play probably would have worked.
Yeah, Sanking had the boots and everything. He could have tried to chase them down and get the Spirit Breaker.
Get a 2-man stun, then the puck would not have died and they would have at least gotten the IO kill, I believe.
What?
Or the Spirit Breaker, one of the kills.
pretty bad because it does give Matu a bit of freedom in this bottom lane too. That's both bottom heroes rotating in. 2 TPs from Infamous being used very early on as well, so definitely a little bit concerning. We'll see where things go from here. Matthew swooping on him will steal the bounty room from up top. Already level 3 on this Sand King. That is crazy. How early on. He's actually looking for this kill and he's going to find it. Great move. He comes top, gets the bounty rune, swoops in with the jug, finds the kill. I mentioned how instrumental this player is going to be to the early game of Infamous, and we're seeing his involvement already.
This guy has been the player that left a really good impression after I watched some of their replays. He's been moving really well. Like yesterday, some of the games where he was playing Tusk, he was pretty impressive. Saving a lot of heroes with Snowball. And today, he's showing again on his Sand King, he can be very good with his map movement, rotations, getting a lot of kills for his team.
We'll see where he goes next. But now he's sitting at top, working with some of these pull camps. May look to swoop into the jungle again around that 4-minute bounty rune and contest some of this Darkseid jungle.
Laning wise, they're doing okay. I wouldn't say like they're winning at least 2 lanes, but they are doing okay in 2 lanes apart from the puck. So the Juggernaut and LC, like we said, doing okay. But the TP earlier by LC definitely slowed her down. She was doing like quite much better before that, but because she had to TP mid.
Matthew did manage to go in and steal that bounty room, but will he pay for this with his life? He doesn't actually have mana for another Burrow Strike. He had to use the first one to get
He's
that.
Dead.
Yeah, it does look like it with the charge coming in. Kill, another kill. GH. Stop. Kills. Bounty rune up top will not be there for good punish. You know, if that Sand King's going to go in and steal those bounty runes, especially if he uses a Burrow Strike, his only Burrow Strike he had, make sure you do punish him for doing so.
This is the 3-man mid lane.
Orbs in, they go on him because of this.
Oh, the tether broke.
He's going to turn around, he wants this IO kill, and GH is going to go down. It was a bait, Matthew was there ready. Could they get another kill here? Kuro could get caught by a Burrow Strike to follow one up. Tomato phase shift dodges the Stifling Dagger. There's going to be a Burrow Strike, and this is going to be a double kill for Tomato. Great play. You talk about Matthew and how good he can be, and we're seeing it again here. He's got another Burrow Strike, but here comes the IO. Be a little bit careful.
Yeah, the ward there earlier they had around this area. Scouted out the IO running past, so he was positioned in a very aggressive position. So Matthew was able to identify that something's going to happen in mid lane. TP's in, he just sits there, waits for the Tiebreaker and IO to go in
bottom tower is
on his
under
teammate
attack.
and just pops up, gets a stun, counter game.
Mind control. Oh, he gets clipped at the edge. Matthew gets another kill for his team. 4 kills. Every single one has his name on it in some fashion.
Yeah, his movement has been very good. But right now, laning wise, still net worth of the core, net worth of PA, top of the 10 heroes right now. It's not gonna be.
Yeah.
Infamous is not gonna be too happy about that.
And Matu is mostly free farming bottom as well.
They put back the same observer ward. Previously, they know that the mid lane needs a lot of attention. It's the IO plus Spirit.
They want to stop Miracle. They know he's farming well. They're coming in to try and deal with him. GH is there to try and back him up from behind. He is healing him up, has a couple bottle charges, even a Fairy Fire. And he looks like Miracle's trying to think about turning this one around. Needs to be careful. GH is running a bit low on heals. There's going to be another Burrow Strike. The charge coming through, catches all 3. This is looking bad for Infamous. Liquid get themselves a silencer kill, and it's the GH IO backing up Miracle. Well played. Fall back, hit the showers.
Oh my god, that was just very good play by the 3 of them. Miracle understanding how much he can tank there. He went in so deep that I thought he was actually gonna die, but they were able to just get to him on time with the charge and the overcharge from IO to save him.
Once the IO tethered him, you know he's going to live, but what you don't expect is for him to go back in aggressively, but he did just that, found some kills. He's looking for more kills with the help of IO. They're going to get the root at bottom. Tekka does manage to press the attack to get out of there, and Matu, be careful, TP in from the Juggernaut. There is an Omni Slash to go with this one. There's going to be a Dream called the Blade Fury. Matu in trouble. Can the IO save him? That's the big question here. Matu's trying to go off to the left side, doesn't break the Dream Call. He gets out of there, and it's again GH bailing his buddies out. Vengeance does not have mana for an Omni Slash just yet, has it in a couple of seconds, but Liquid have numbers. Miracle's rotate in from the mid lane. He gets a kill. Not find Benj, as it looks like. Does manage to skip out of there. Tomato going to orb himself away, but he gets caught by the charge as well as Miracle's dagger, and and this is going to be a dead puck by the looks of things. One more right click from Miracle, doesn't quite get it. The Stifling Dagger will, as he finished him off, and now Matthew in trouble. Liquid, GH, so impactful. He does end up going down to oppress the attack, but what aggression coming out of Liquid here in the early game. This LC was done for, as they will chase him down, bring him down. When you talk about how impactful Matthew's been for Infamous, it's Io, it's GH, who's just been everywhere he needs to back his teammates up, even lead the aggression. He has been so well positioned on this Io.
I'll take it.
Well, that's one of the biggest reasons why teams, they usually never want to play against their IO.
It's so impressive to watch him. His positioning is always so good, where his core gets gone on, he'll tether them, but he never puts himself in danger. Only at the very end there does he get caught by like a stray, overwhelming odds as LC respawns, but he's always like, he's on the low ground while his cores are on the high ground. He's just, it's impossible for the Jug to get to him to use an Omni Slash.
He probably should have used the Omni Slash though, against the Lone Druid. When they caught, when they caught the Lone Druid, he thinks that he could have gotten the kill just by spinning, but the Io kept the Lone Druid alive, and he didn't have enough mana to Omni Slash after he spin.
That's the problem. You often calculate your mana. You're like, oh, I've got mana for Blade Fury and Omni Slash, but after you TP, that's an extra 75 mana you don't account for. So you only had one spell after the TP.
And he didn't have his Aquila, like he didn't have like that extra stat, like usually for Juggernaut to be able to cast all your like your spin and your Omni. In the early fights, you need like either a wand, an upgraded wand, or an Aquila.
Just that +4 stats from the wand could have made a big difference. He was literally 10 mana short of using Omni Slash.
That was his first move, and as a Juggernaut, your first rotation counts a lot for the team. And that was the kind of move that would have been able to help Infamous get themselves back into the game.
The end result is Liquid further ahead. PA miles ahead on net worth. Lone Druid has his Midas, is just going to accelerate towards that Radiance, and suddenly Infamous are going to be wondering, how do we slow down Liquid? How do we stop this Radiance coming up and destroying us?
They're probably not going to be able to slow down the Radiance anymore, like do too much about it, but in the meantime, they're going to have to rely on their daggers, the Puck, Sand King, LC, because they're going to have probably 3 daggers this game, most likely 3 daggers, Puck, Sand King and LC. And with the global silence, they're gonna have to rely on this pick-off game, they pick hero off somewhere, or Matthew gets bubble stuff.
Oh, that was Miracle blinking in! Oh, from the high ground, they were there, ready, the global sun's there, but Miracle's still alive, and here's GH, ready to save the day.
Oh,
as the turnaround could come in from this one. Matu even rotating in from bottom lane. Kuro's low, but he gets to bat. And followed up by a root. Everything going against Matthew here. The orb is not going to reach Kuro. He goes for the charge, does start to the right click from Tomato, and Matthew's actually still alive. This could end up okay. Benjaz going to rotate in again. This time he does have an Omni Slash. Can he get it off? He needs to find a target. Will find GH. 1, 2, 3 slices. It's enough to get the kill, and Infamous managed to bounce back, find the team fight they were looking for. Matthew's not done, has another Burrow Strike, wants mind control. Charge will go through, catches just one as Tomato did manage to dodge it. The orb will go through as well, gets another kill or 2. Liquid, suddenly the aggression gets a bit too much. Ultra kill for Tomato. The young South American player coming up big there.
Yep, that's gonna put him back into the game. Gonna give him the veil, almost completed there.
It started off like, first it looked great for Infamous. They caught them by surprise. He burrow striked as PA blinked in. I don't think he even realized the PA was going to blink in when he burrowed.
Yeah, he didn't even like cast his epi, He cast his epi. You see, he cast his epi quite late. He burrowed, and then LC went to duel. Then only after that he decides that, oh, not enough damage. He needs to cast his epi. If he started with the burrow epi, it would have been
a lot better.
Perfect for Infamous. I think the PA would have just died.
Yeah. They even had the global silence to ensure the epicenter goes off. Not that there was any way of cancelling it there. So, fantastic sequence of events for Infamous. They drawback level off of that. I think that'll be a wake-up call for Liquid. Like, okay, let's finish our items. P8 doesn't have Deso yet. We've got a Lone Druid who, while you kind of can fight and do okay with the roots, you really just want to farm that Radiance and have some alone time. So I think Liquid will slow things down as a result of that.
He actually lost a lot of ground, Matu.
Yeah, he came into that fight and did end up going down.
Yeah, he's gonna have probably, at this rate, they don't fight and make sure he doesn't die. Probably gonna have it in another 5 minutes, like 17, 18 minutes. Still gonna be good timing for them. So in the meantime, Infamous has to just keep running at them.
Well, they're gonna do just that. They come very close to Miracle. I believe they may have seen him. The smoke did not pop.
They need to put down
Now
the
it
wall.
pops. Miracle. Oh, they get him with the ward. Can they? Yep, 3 followers there. Miracle should go down here. There's no relocate save thanks to the global silence. Making sure they can get this kill. Good use of the global. I feel like that's a necessity when there's an eye on the playing field. Speaking of which, he's being chased down. Matthew going to get him with a burrow strike, and there's no tether for a couple of seconds. GH is going to get jeweled. The charge is there. They get the kill, but there's the puck. Kura trying to TP out. He's successful. Oh my god, I didn't even get out of that one. No +2 for Silencer XL on that one, but they do get the key kills. That is the PA. Whoa, you have not got Sandstorm. I don't think Matu realizes, but he just wants the tower, and he will get just that.
Yep. Right now for Liquid, the game is like going too fast for them. They have to be very careful to take too many fights. Darkseid hasn't completed his mag.
Tower is under attack.
Radiance is still something that they want to wait for before they take like full scale engage. PA is close to his Desolator.
Yep.
At some point you probably still want to get a BKB on the PA.
After the death,
Yeah,
so I guess
even-
normally where you see it.
Sometimes players don't like to get BKB when they have IO on their team. Sometimes it might work against you when you're in trouble and you already pop your BKB, then the IO can't really save you. Yeah, but there's a lot of
You're
disables.
and just against the global silence, like you may not be able to be saved anyways, because
Yeah.
IO's going to get globaled, so you just want to have that BKB to bail yourself out.
Yeah, probably still has. Yeah, he has to go for it later at some point. I think the next item is fine for him.
We'll find the ward here, but probably does not know where this other ward is. We'll see. He's actually got 3 ops, 3 sentries, and he does find it. Okay. Good dewarding coming out from the Liquid captain.
Yeah, because when they smoke in like this, you kind of expect there's going to be a vision somewhere when they come in.
I mean, often that ward would be on that cliff. I was surprised to not see him put it up there. I guess if he didn't find it with the first sentry, he had another one to use.
Yep, he puts sentries in 2 spots, like puts up his walls. They're gonna need all the vision that he can give his team right now, because when you're in this phase, the farming phase, the thing that you're gonna rely on the most is the vision, so that you can you understand where is a safe spot to farm, where are the enemies heading to, which tower you can trade. Because when you're farming for items and you're not ready to fight, you do not want to defend your towers when they send a lot of heroes that you're gonna look to trade. So having vision is gonna help you a lot.
Matu just sending his bear to follow this Sand King while this hero farms. Watching this guy play Lone Druid definitely shows you how you can micro and play around the hero to its full potential.
Yeah, so they just completed the mech on Mind Control. Desolator completed recently, and he's actually going for a hood. So like I suspected, he doesn't want to go BKB because of the IO.
But wants a defensive item.
Wants a hood. I'm not sure how. This is the kind of thing that it's always debatable. Is it good to skip the hood this kind of game? We'll see, because having the IO, like he basically like trusts that GH is gonna bail him out every single kill, and he goes for the more like efficient builds, like you have regen and it's cheaper, and it gives you, because BKB is only good when you use it, when it's on cooldown, it just gives you like more HP and some damage. But Hood provides you like resistance and regen all the time.
How it works out. Right now, Infamous have slowed things down. I think something Liquid realizing that is maybe hindering Infamous is they have used up a lot of their smokes. 2 smoke ganks in quick succession. The level 1 smoke. Most they have like 1 smoke available right now, if any.
Yeah, they have their second dagger up now. Puck is gonna have a dagger maybe in a couple of minutes. But Infamous needs to step up the speed of the game right now with their second dagger on the Sand King. They have to keep hitting Liquid before they get their Radiance. Once the bear comes up with the Radiance and they group up with the mech on the Darks here, it's gonna be quite difficult for them to take fights.
It feels like even though they've got these blinks, they're finding it hard. Look at the Radiant Vision. 4 observer wards scattered around the entire map. And if you haven't got smokes, how can you actually gank around those ones? And it does appear that there are no smokes available to Infamous, because they've got these blinks, but they're unable to make moves. And as a result, Lone Druid is continuing to farm towards that Radiance.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they actually spent all their smokes.
I don't know, you can't actually check as observer anymore about the number of smokes left, but like they use 2 in a row. At most they have 1 smoke, so it feels like they don't have any.
They should have one smoke. Silence.
On it.
Sand King FB.
Every ulti.
Put a big pick off there. PA is one of their highest value heroes right now. So let's see if they can transition. I probably just have to go back to defend their lanes. So this is the kind of thing where Liquid, when you're farming, you want to
Radiant's
do.
middle
Even though
tower
someone
is
dies,
under
but
attack.
look at how push out the top and the bottom lane are. So it forces Infamous to go back to defend, and they're not going to be able to transition into any objectives here.
Do you think Liquid smoke when PA respawns? Like, do you want to try and fight while Global's on cooldown?
Yeah, Epicenter as well. They use Global, Epicenter. Can they get... I think Roshan. Roshan should be nice for them, because they have the Desolator on PA.
And they haven't, like, they've got a, they can push when they've maybe got the Radiance, but they're not really looking just to push down the lane. I think if anything, they want to go for a fight, kills, or like you say, Roshan.
Ideally, they maybe try to pick someone off with
Dyer's
the
middle
Spirit
tower
Breaker
is
plus
under attack.
relocate. You pick someone off, and then maybe you do your Roshan, and then you proceed to push.
Yeah.
Or you finish the tier 1 at mid, because there's still a tier 1 mid.
And they've got relocate. Oh, actually, they don't have relocate. If they had relocate, they may not have to smoke with the entire team because they could relocate it.
Yeah, he's gonna probably stick with the... Like, they can push out lanes very quickly, because if you think about their heroes, once the bear has Radiance, the bear will push out, the pet bear will push out one lane. Then Darkseer's Iron
Dyer's
Shell will be
middle
jumping
tower
out
is
lane.
under attack.
So yeah, it would be quite easy for Liquid to look for...
Oh, go in. Fire Strike will catch the Io behind the charge. Goes through. They're trying to get the kill with the duel hit, but here comes GH. He's healing them up from behind. It's going to be LC who ends up going down. Jugs Omnicide comes a bit too late with a few too many creeps and mind control. Dropping items in the middle of the fight just to get that extra bit of value. Dreamcoil now going to catch 2. Vengeance does not really have any spells here. Could look to right click his way through this one, but looks like he may need a Blade Fury to actually be able to turn and fight.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, going to come back in. Benjaz puts down the healing ward, has a Blade Fury to try and get away perhaps. Matthew going to blink in Fire Strike. They realize they have to go on this Io. Can they actually bring him down? 1 or 2 more right clicks will be enough. Matthew gets the kill. The sentry's there though. He's going to pop out of the Sandstorm. Ends up going down. The puck in trouble. Root into Savage Roar with a charge. Gets chain disabled and brought down.
Yeah, that initiation was not very good from Infamous. I think they needed to focus on the IO. The Sand King stunned like 2 heroes. He stunned the IO and the PA, and the LC did not actually duel the IO. He actually dueled the PA, and he couldn't kill any of the heroes there.
The IO was like, yeah, very far forward. And I talk about GH's positioning. It felt like that was a moment in a time where they could actually...
Oh, Benjaz.
Gets rooted in the Blade Fury. No escape for you, my friend. And Liquid charge forward.
This is their timing. Radiance, Max, Deso, all done.
And they're, even though Global's back up, Infamous have not had time to regroup and reset. They're actually going to go high ground. Jug's dead for 35. There's no Silencer, no Global. They've just taken advantage of Infamous kind of trickling in one by one, punishing small little mistakes, and it just goes from bad to worse. The Glyph comes out. Liquid may back off and go for Roche instead. Or may focus their attention elsewhere and try and just continue farming. They have to recognize that Global Silence is a bit of a threat now. Be careful about how they approach this one, as they do go into the Roshan pit, not trying to press the issue too much on the Infamous high ground.
Oh, things are looking really dire for the Dire side right now. They don't have much more time. Now, once the Roshan is down, they're still gonna have to go try and take the fights, you know, because eventually the push will come, the high ground push.
There's smoke, but they're gonna be too late.
They have to try and fight.
Benja's TP's in, but they see him with the Observer Ward. And Benja's vacuum, caught in the combo. Mind control from the trees, gets a great initiation. The Barrister with the Global Silence is, well, no Global Silence doesn't actually come out. It's just the puck silence, and this is looking really bad for Infamous. They do manage to get 3 kills out of it, so maybe not as bad as it initially felt with that Darkseid combo. Miracle wants to clean up here, but it's Tomato's puck trying to TP out, none successful. Miracle with an ultra kill. Great combo at the Roshan pit at Aegis.
Oh, that was not easy at all. They actually timed the vacuum plus charge. You know, vacuum into Sand King stun, Jakiro Ice Path. Those are far easier than vacuum into a Spirit Breaker charge. That was perfect timing by them. They charged like 4 heroes, but Sand King was able to actually salvage the fight. Somehow he came in with a very big epicenter in the middle of things after the combination of Liquid. So he was able to, like, I think, deal enough damage to pick off the other 3 heroes, and in the end of the fight, Juggernaut managed to use his Omni on the low dude, so they were able to finish off 4 of the heroes. No, 3 of the heroes, sorry. Relocate?
Not too bad, yeah. Topless gets a kill on the Legion Commander. Looks like Tekker will go down, and Matthew's gone in trying to bail his buddy out. The sentry's already there. And that Sandstorm will do nothing to help him out. You see Infamous realizing things are not going according to plan as they bust out the chat wheel. Matthew, like, Matthew's probably just saying, I should have just let you die. Radiant Vision again. Kuro's just been so good with the warding game, giving Vision of Furies all over the map. They see Infamous, and with 2 dead, they actually, they're likely just going to pressure this high ground.
Dire's top tower
He's going to master it and speed up. Spare gets tethered up. GH is going to help heal it, give it some extra attack speed. Melt the buildings here. This is very problematic. Without a glyph, this is just going to be a straight up Rax by the looks of things. The Bear will finish off the melee Rax, and Miracle is actually going in pretty deep here with the Aegis, not too afraid. Stop blinking out. The Burrow Strike only catches the Bear with the PA, not the targets you want to go on, but the vacuum turnaround is better. Matthew's Burrow Strike initiation, and it looks like he's going to go down. A bash from Kuro. Matthew trying to heal himself back up, has the healing ward to help him out, and he is staying alive for the time being. And Kuro overextending him, Matthew dying for the Miracle. Yay.
They really want that thanking.
Yep. They pay the price though. Silence with the Jewel. Darkseid goes down, and Infamous. Good chase for more here. Miracle may have an Aegis, but his teammates do not. GH tether away. Going to be close. Savage Roll may be needed. He gets to relocate out to his base. But
Did he just Omni the Lone Druid Bear? He just Omni the bear.
do what you gotta do. Axel out, forced to back off. Miracle get that kill, and back comes GH, ready to help his buddy out after a little fountain crit. Benjas, ooh, the crits. One more crit, and that would have been all over Red Rover for him. Tomato wants a courier, it looks like. Will he find it? Does do so.
Radiant's courier has been
responding to that one. Messy situation going on, and all of that's happening. Here comes Kuro and Miracle. Seeing a tier 3 tower. Miracle's like, oh yeah, I still have my Aegis. Let's just blink in. He's kind of alone here, and that will be a dual kill. His teammates are he's got one teammate nearby in the Spirit Breaker. Io's nearby as well now, but 2 teammates are not anywhere nearby. It looks like they're going to go looking for that Io. Kuro's there as well. The Io's already dead, and perhaps Liquid getting a bit too overconfident with the lead they've accrued, because this is definitely some aggression that's being slightly punished, but with the buyback from Kuro, it does look like Liquid can hold their ground, continue to fight. Miracle gets himself a double kill. He's godlike. He wants more. Benjet needs to get himself back to the gun. Has been a Mantis Star. Will get himself back there with the help of it. Buyback will come. It's a duel. They really want this Miracle kill. They're going to get it off of that buyback. Tomato's chasing for more. Does not have a dream call. Swap he out.
Okay, that was just a casual fountain dive, so they didn't get the wreck.
Yeah, I mean, as said, like, this is Liquid, getting kind of casual. I think they feel like this game is in the bag. They're not quite there yet, but I mean, in terms of gold lead, it's seen much bigger comebacks than AK gold lead. It's more the nature of this game. They just took a melee Rax in very good position with their draft to scale into the late game, take another lane of Rax soon, but a few maybe unnecessary kills and dives. Miracle blinking in when he had the Aegis, when he had no teammates around other than the Spirit Breaker. It's not necessary.
I tell you, Kuro is not going to be happy about that.
At the same time, it's one of those, I think it's when you're playing a long group stage, it's kind of like, well, the game's in the bag, let's, maybe, hopefully they just have a laugh about it.
Yeah. But still, it's not a good sign when you when you sometimes play like that, because the captain might not be too happy because he expects you to be 100% every time. You do not underestimate any opponents here.
Because the counter argument is you can't be 100% all the time, so you maybe want to save that full-on focus and mental energy for the closer matches. Yeah. This game is currently looking like it is going to go Liquid's way. You don't want to do too much more of that, or it could change, but we'll see what Infamous can put together. They definitely have had some moments of brilliance this game. Some great early smoke movements, but once they ran out of smokes, that's where we really saw them slow things down at a time when they didn't want to slow things down. It was when the Lone Druid was trying to finish his Radiance that they weren't pressuring towers, they weren't ganking, they were just letting him farm, and they didn't have any aggression or pressure on the map.
I mean, right now, Liquid just needs to make sure that they don't overextend, they play around. They just need to play around the Radiance Bear and wait for someone to come in. They do not necessarily dive them, just let the Lone Druid siege with the Bear. That's like the safest place. You siege with the Bear, you wait for the right moment, they come in, and then you just try to relocate and try to save the Bear.
They are sieging with the Bear, and it is doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Darkseid has the Grease to silence so that you can actually counter initiate 1 second.
It does get purged, so attack speed buff, and then power still goes down. He needs some healing, and yeah, GH is like, alright, treat this bear like it's a hero.
I mean, at this point, the hero is not the hero.
They're going to TP back, try and heal itself right up. It actually cancels it as the fight breaks out. Infamous have actually initiated here. They take down the IO and then the PA. Great start to the fight. Liquid are not out of the woods just yet. The vacuum comes in after the fight has already kind of started to go Infamous's way. The buyback from the Sand King. He really wants to make sure this fight goes well. Matu's being chased down the jug. With the purge, is going to be enough. Vengeance is getting very low though, and will go down. Kuro's there with the charge. Puck's still looking clean up. Will take out Mind Control, and Liquid, 1 kill away from a team-wide. Axel will get away from the Spirit Breaker. Kuro goes down. The Sand King buyback, well worth it in the end. Axel, oh, he dies to be a Dark Spirit. Unfortunate for him, but ultimately a successful team fight is Infamous. They lose their tier 3 tower, they still hold. The concern is still very much their base is slowly falling apart.
But that was a very good read by Infamous. Once they saw the Darkseer, he used his mech to try and heal his to heal the bear because they tethered to the Spirit Bear. No. They wasted 2 spells. They tethered, they healed the Spirit Bear, and that was the moment where the LC just blinked on the PA because they knew that the Darkseer could not have used his Greaves to remove the silence to counter initiate. So it was a very good move there by Infamous, realizing that Liquid has used some of their resources.
Yep. Recognize weakness and capitalize on GA. Just to get bound by a tanking Fire Strike, and the Puck Dagon deletes him.
This is actually not looking good right now for Liquid if they keep giving off the pickups like this. The Puck is going to get too strong, and every fight he's just going to be able to instantly kill the IO. That is his job right now in the fight. Remove the IO right away and take the fight from there. And LC should always duel the PA because the Blade Mail is just going to kill the PA.
Crush the PA in these fights. And with the global silence, there's nothing you can do to protect and save him. That will change when IO finishes this Lotus Orb, which he is just 1,300 gold away from. He's actually quite farmed on the IO. Just needs a plate mail to complete it.
So they have a Solar Crest completed on the Darkseer.
And the bit. A couple of Solar Crests. Liquid's going to focus back on the objective. Going for Roshan. Will Infamous figure this one out? It looks like they are perhaps a bit too far back defending and pushing out the lanes to actually get in and stop this.
I felt like they needed a fight. Because the Sand King and the Puck are actually doing so much damage in team combats with their spells. Yeah. Like having a pipe would be really good for Liquid. But the supports are not going to be able to do it. Only the PA can do it if they want. Yeah, pipe or the Darkseer. I think Darkseer could have gone for the pipe because they already have a Solar Crest on the bear, right? The bear has a Solar Crest.
Defending gets a bit harder now with Aegis. Oh, this Shadow Blade, I don't know if it's been scattered or they realize Vengeance is just invis in. We'll find Kuro, who's going to go and does come out of the invis. Unfortunately, they maybe weren't ready to fight this one. Vengeance forced to scurry away. The global silence not used to fight, but to flee. GH is still being focused here. Has the Glimmer Cape to help a little bit to heal himself back up and actually relocates himself back to Fountain. By himself, can Infamous punish this? Doesn't look like it. Vengeance scouted things out, but didn't find a good target to go on. Needs to be a little bit careful as it does charge into the high ground. Miracle going to go back to focusing objectives. No glyph just used, no glyph now. That the problem is these buildings will melt with the Spirit Bear. They have to deal with that bear somehow. In the backlines it is. Okay, they get Kuro with the Dagon Puck. Back in the base, the buildings are going down slowly. Duel coming out. Now they really want to get this kill to start things off. Miracle. He just slowly on this one, on through. Great center with the Fire Strike, doing some good damage here, but it's still not looking to be enough. The bash through the Blade Fury. Vengeance somehow survive the Shadow Blade. Matthew will also Fire Strike his way out. Will still go down. Tomato gets himself a triple kill. Did not see where that last kill came in. He took Matu. Matu had a cheese. He did manage to use it and still go down. Infamous lose racks, do pick up some kills along the way. They're fighting well, but ultimately the damage is adding up, and at a certain point, that point being mega creep, it is just, it's too much, it's insurmountable.
But still, like you could see, like the Puck, he just jumps the back line and he kills the supports very easily.
DD rune.
Without like a pipe, like the supports just die, you know. They don't have anything to save themselves. So that's basically gonna happen every fight. Puck's gonna look for the supports behind enemy lines. LC is gonna do most likely the PA every single fight.
Big play from Puck to not let the PA bottle that DD rune or even just pick it up. DD on PA at this stage would probably just be game over.
They have to try and jump on Liquid before they set up base, you know, in front of their racks and just hit the racks.
Even if you win the fight, you're gonna lose dragons.
You need to take the fight outside.
Middle tower is
Kind of like you're
under
versing the
attack.
Shadow Shaman, you know, if he drops those wards, you're building the debt. You've
Or
gotta-
Shadow Demon Luna. You can't let them do their Disrupt, Illusion, and Siege. So
Have
you
to-
need to take the fight out.
somehow get out there. It is possible. They have got some good initiation tools.
Look at their wards though. They have 2 wards set up outside the lane, so they might be able to get a good opening here.
Multiple blinks.
Smoke, they have a smoke.
Global, they need to use it. They need to use it soon. Perhaps they're already a bit too late because PA is already in the buildings with an Aegis. Jumping the Shadowblade on in. Despair is going to be the big problem. They really need to kill Matu. It feels like the Jewel does go out onto him. Unfortunately, they've already lost the racks here. They will lose the LC and the Jewel. Not even close to winning that one. The Epicenter on the backlines doesn't do a whole lot. They get the Ayo kill, but really they need damage for the main fight. And Infamous are crumbling, and game 1 go the way of Team Liquid. The expected result, perhaps not as smooth as expected. The kill score kind of speaks to that, 33 to 32. Very close on kills. But realistically, a game that Liquid probably feel pretty confidently they had throughout the majority of the game.
Yeah, not a very clean game by Liquid, but it's a very good strat, like what they have, what they drafted, and how they played. Things that you can comment on Liquid here. And